That's our home investing live stream brunch with Brian. Here we are on Thursday. Glad to see you today. Today, I want to talk about the different roles that you play in your life and that we all play. So I want you to identify your roles and give them an adjective. The key to identifying your roles is having an adjective that gets you excited about the role. So you got it. Sometimes you have to play certain roles that you don't really want to play. And then other times you get to play a role that you really do want to play. So how about a significant other or spouse? Are you a wife or a husband? I'm a husband. And so I like to be loving husband. That's my adjective for husband. I also like to be fun, loving, fun husband. So think about if you're a wife or a husband, what kind of a husband or wife do you want to be? And think of some adjectives for yourself and create that role. And I do want you to use visualization. And what does a loving husband do? What does a loving husband look like? When his wife comes home, he has a big smile on his face and he gives her a big hug. When he comes home, he gives her a big hug. You know, if she's home and he's coming home, he's attentive, thoughtful, buys little presents once in a while to surprise his lovely wife. So things like that. So think of the roles you want to play. Now, one role you want to play is real estate winner, successful real estate investor. So that's a role that I want you to get excited about. Real estate winner, that might be a good, exciting terminology for you that gets you going. Maybe master closer. You know, I mean, whatever gets your juices flowing, whatever makes you think, gets you excited to play that role, because you're going to have to play that role. If you want to make money as a real estate investor, you're going to have to be a closer. Now, are you a meek closer or are you a strong closer? Are you a power closer, powerful closer? You know, and so use adjectives to describe your roles to yourself so that then you can inhabit those roles and want to and have the desire to play those roles. So what are some of the other roles that you play? You play a homeowner. Or if you own your home, you're a homeowner. So what does that entail? A happy homeowner, or are you a grumpy homeowner? Do you take care of your house? Do you like doing, you know, household chores and taking care of your house? And is that something you enjoy? Speaking of which, the gardeners are out there blowing right now. It's not winter here, so they're out there blowing the leaves and the grass and stuff today. So as a happy homeowner, I went out there and cleaned up all the dog poop in the backyard so that they could blow all the leaves, you know, away and all that. So that's one thing. Now, is that a role I love to do? Pick up poop? No, but when I'm doing it, I'm thinking what? Proud homeowner. Okay. So if I'm a proud homeowner while I'm picking up the poop, I'm not, you know, janitor of poop. You know, I'm not poop picker upper. You know, so it's the role that you put yourself in, and the activity is the same. Picking up poop, that's the same, you know, no matter what I'm thinking in my head, that task has to get done and I have to do it. So why not think of yourself in the right light, in the right role? So name your roles. So think of now at work, what are you? Now, if you're an employee, what kind of employee are you? Are you a cheerful employee? Are you a cooperative employee? Are you a good team member? If you're a member of a team, are you a supportive team member? Are you supportive of your other team members, or do you create issues? Do you volunteer to get things done? You know, so if I was saying, okay, I want to be a supportive teammate. So what am I going to that as soon as you start thinking of the role, as soon as you conceive of the role, you start to think what that entails. You start to think, well, what would that look like? Okay, so if I want to be a wonderful father, okay, now I have 3 kids, so I'm a different dad to each of them, you know, and at different times. Sometimes I need to be a caring father, okay, and then like if they have a problem, or sometimes I have to be a fun dad. Those are 2 different roles, caring father and fun dad, but I got to play them both. Okay. Now, some people don't have that gear. Some people say, I'm not much fun. I'm an engineer and I'm not a lot of fun. So I can't get into that fun dad role. Okay. Well, get over yourself, because you can play any role. Here's the thing, guys. As kids, we could pretend. What is playing a role? It's pretending. and we can all pretend. Let me pretend to be a king. I am a king. I rule the land. Everybody do what I say. And you can, I'm not a king, but I just pretended to be a king for a minute. So pretend, if you don't have a good lock on a role, but you want to play that role, like you really want to be more of a loving wife or a loving husband. Okay, you want to be more like that, but you don't necessarily think about that stuff. You're very goal directed. Now, Lynette is this way. Lynette's very goal directed. She has her to-do list, and she gets so focused on her to-do list for every day, she doesn't think about playing that role of loving wife all the time. So, when we get together, though, she's got to switch, and that's the key. You got to be able to snap in and out of roles, okay? So if I'm like working on something and I'm, writing and working on my computer and Lynette comes home, okay, I was genius writer. That's my role that I like to call that role. When I'm writing, I'm a genius writer. Okay. And I get into that role. So I say, okay, time for me to get into my genius writer role, turn the computer on, let's go, and so there I go. All right. Now, what if I was thinking of, stuck writer, like people have writer's block. I've never had writer's block in my life. And I don't know why that is, but it's because I don't think of myself that way. I don't think that role has this writer's block capacity. So right now, guys, type in the chat if you can, some of the roles that you play, and think of some positive adjectives to attach to those roles. And definitely one of them is real estate investor. Obviously, all you guys who are watching us on Brunch with Brian are interested in real estate investing, I assume. And so one of the roles you need to play is successful real estate investor, real estate winner. And so you got to determine, what does that look like? What does that entail? That entails 4 hours a week at least of your time getting on the phone. What does a successful real estate investor do? Talk on the phone a lot. Okay, so if you're not talking on the phone a couple hours a week for real estate, that's not fulfilling that role of successful real estate investor. So really, I want you to think about your roles, write some of them down, think of the best adjectives that get you excited about playing that role, even if you don't really love that role. So obviously you have to, a lot of you have a regular job, you're not full-time real estate. So that job, you have a title. What's your title? Are you executive director of marketing? That would be a role. That's not just a title. That's a role you have to play for that company. They're paying you a bunch of money to play that role. So whatever it says on your business card, whatever your title is, that's a role that you play. Now, are you a happy marketing director? Or are you a grouchy marketing director or a stressed out marketing director? You have to decide by the role, how you play the role. And so if you see people who just really are good at their job or really good at what they do, they really love that role. They love playing that role. They're so comfortable in that role. One new role I'm doing is pickleball coach. Okay, I'm getting into pickleball now and I'm helping other people to learn pickleball. So that's another role. Now, what kind of pickleball coach am I? Let me think of a good adjective. Am I a caring pickleball coach? Am I a rah-rah pickleball coach? Am I a supportive pickleball coach? Am I intimate, making good connections with people, pickleball coach? So you got to kind of define your roles and then inhabit your roles. Okay. I'm working on this book on role control. And if you really delineate all the different roles that you play and you put adjectives on them, it will really be helpful for you to be able to snap in and out of those roles. Once you've identified what they are, you can say, okay, now it's time for me to go into my loving husband role. Because I'm about to walk in the door and I know my wife is in there. And so now let me get out of my work mode, my employee mode or whatever I was driving home from work, or frustrated commuter. What role do you play when you're driving home from work? Are you frustrated commuter, or are you listening to some positive, podcast or something and you're learning? You could actually be driving home and be playing good student role. How do you like that? That's great. Instead of frustrated commuter, on all the way home for half an hour, instead of being in that frustrated commuter role, which you hate, all of a sudden you're going to be in good student role because you're going to be listening to the audios and videos from the What to Say system. So you'll be learning for that half hour instead of frustrated. So you'll be, a powerful student. So again, Good student role is a role you definitely need to play in real estate and in life, because we don't know everything. And when we act like we know everything, it just shows how we don't know everything. So, it's amazing what you don't know. So we all have to be good students to learn certain things. When you come on here, hopefully put your good student cap on and take some notes. I know some of you guys have a big notebook of just Brunch with Brian notes, so that's awesome. All right, so great, guys. That was I play my roles. Let's see, what's a good affirmation? I play powerful roles. I play powerful roles. You're powerful in your roles, no matter what they are. You do really well and you execute your roles well. So I play powerful roles in my life. Let's just do, I play powerful roles. 3 times on 3. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. I play powerful roles. I play powerful roles. I play powerful roles. Yes. And guys, when you go for a new job, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get them to say, yes, I think you can play this role for us. And so they hire you, and all of a sudden you have that role. When somebody's elected president, all of a sudden they have that role of being president, and every one of them has a different approach to that. So same thing with you. There's a lot of people who are investors, but you're your own investor. You put your own adjectives on it, and you design the life you want by creating your roles. Okay, that's a really good point. Design the life you want by creating your roles, being aware of them, and just putting the right adjectives on them. Okay, let's start deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. Hold it a little bit and let it go. Now, what are we now? We are fitness. We're healthy fitness person. Okay, so every time you think of a different role, I want you to start thinking of your roles and naming them. Okay, start naming the different roles. So when you exercise, what are you? Are you, well, you could be a pickleballer. You could be a fun, aggressive pickleballer, because that could be a way to get exercise. Or you could be a powerful weightlifter, or you could be, whatever the exercise is that you enjoy. An enthusiastic bicyclist, that could be a role that you play in your life. At one point, I used to bike a lot, and I was an enthusiastic cyclist. Now I'm not. I don't even have a bike anymore. So again, it's all the roles you play through your whole life, and you play different roles at different points too, at different ages. All right, did I do all the deep breaths? I think I got one to go. One more deep breath. With a big smile, hold it a little bit and let it go. All right. Okay, good. So good morning. It's the real Caleb. Hey, no Facebook stream. Oh, okay. Oh no. Okay. The Facebook is out. Charles, good to see you. Okay, guys, I'm gonna try to repost this on Facebook. Shoot. I'm sorry it didn't work there. I play powerful roles. Yes, way to go, Jennifer. Okay, guys, so I will see you tomorrow. And until then, keep expecting success, taking action, getting the best training from the Wolf Couple, and of course, taking action. Absolutely.